looks pretty happy.
He looks pretty happy. We sometimes on this show, or sometimes royal commentators, we talk about an old Harry, and we kind of have this fabled belief that Harry was different back in the day.
But he was different back in the day, Matt. He absolutely was. I mean, Richard and I will remember him sort of as an 18, 19-year-old, the first time we went out to Lesotho. He was good fun, witty, great comedic time, and actually didn't take himself too seriously. And I do think that has got lost in translation across the Atlantic. So I just think it's a bit refreshing to see that side of him hasn't completely gone. I do feel that it's quite contrived and not perhaps as authentic as he used to be.
Well, that's a Sussex buzzword, authentic.
Oh,
You're
God,
authentic
I've
to
done
yourself,
it.
Richard. Was he being
authentic?
It's
a royal household buzzword, isn't it? They all want to be authentic. I partly agree. I think he was... I thought he was funny. I enjoyed it. I agree that it looked like the old Harry, and I do think there is a difference. There's a difference, I think, since he did that therapy and was afflicted, I think, by post-traumatic stress disorder, arising from the fact he hadn't really processed his mother's death, and so it was good to see him like that again. But also, I do think it was dangerous to make the joke about President Trump. I'm sure it was scripted for him, but they did agree when they quit their royal duties that they would uphold the values of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
and
not being political being one of them.
Exactly. So I do think that was slightly dangerous territory for them.
Well, can I just say, Matt, I do think if we're talking about old Harry and new Harry has higher, he has some very high expectations for the people he allows in his life, and he demands loyalty. And that's one of the biggest complaints we've seen from him in the last 5 years. He didn't feel like the British royal family supported him and his wife. Then why do you go sit on Stephen Colbert's desk and crack jokes on that stage when Stephen Colbert last year was making jokes at Catherine and William's expense, accusing William of cheating on his wife on national television in America? Colbert never apologized for the accusation. He apologized that he poked fun at Catherine during a difficult time in her life. But that's not an example of loyalty, Matt. In fact, if I were Prince William, I would be absolutely livid that Harry is platforming this guy who, by the way, is out of a job come May 2026. His show's been canceled and he blames Donald Trump.
It's a very interesting point, Kinsey, because I remember that horrendous time when there was so much, almost like online bullying about the Princess of Wales that Stephen Colbert kind of dived into. But also, there's Kim Kardashian. And, Harry and Meghan did go to Kim Kardashian's or the family birthday party just a couple of weeks. Do you think this is accidental by the Sussexes or deliberate, or are they poking another bear, not just Trump, but also William?
I did feel like he was lashing out a little bit, and I felt like the Oprah Winfrey interview was lashing out. When he doesn't get the attention he wants from his family, he goes to the media. He goes and sits down with BBC. He sits down with Oprah Winfrey. And he knew that what he was doing in calling Donald Trump, the current president, a king, and saying, "Oh, I thought you guys elected kings around here." He knew that could potentially negatively affect all of the hard work that the royal family's recently done in their relationship with Donald Trump, that incredible state visit. Keir Starmer, who can't stand Trump, getting along with Trump thanks to the king stepping in with that soft diplomatic power. I think he can be a liability because he can be so unpredictable sometimes.
It's really interesting, guys, because I saw this as just a comedy, funny skit. I just watched it and saw this funny. Now we hear the American point of view that actually this may have backfired for Harry. One of the questions that I think I'd like to ask is why did he do it?
I really don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. Kinsey, he's not promoting anything over there at the moment, is he? There doesn't seem to be any reason for him doing it.
No. He
was on his way home from a $500 a ticket Hilton conference. He was, I wondered if he was trying to distract from that awkward pay-per-view Prince event at the Hilton in Toronto.
It's often that they just almost, it sounds dreadful, they like to be seen. They like to appear on things, and sometimes it doesn't need to actually be anything that they're promoting or anything like that.
And certainly nothing is done coincidentally. Everything is done with thought. It's quite deliberate. And I think, you mentioned the Kardashian party, and the one thing that just strikes me as so evident, particularly when you see William and Kate all over the front pages today at the state visit, is this absolute polarisation between these two couples of Harry and Meghan quintessentially as celebrities, not even celebrity royals, celebrities, and William and Kate being royals. And actually, that's very useful for William and Kate.
We'll get on to a little bit of state visit later. We'll talk about that in a bit of depth. We also saw Harry appear on the final, is it the final? Is it the last ever? The holiday special, Meghan's last With Love Meghan episode that was screened. Seemed to be filmed a long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you think it's over now? Do you think is this the last one? Or it's gone?
I think she'll do similar shows to that. Whether she does them with Netflix or somebody else, I don't know. But that's her thing. She's gone back to what she loved doing when she was still an actress before she got engaged to Harry. And I think I'm in a very small minority amongst royal journalists because I actually quite enjoyed it.
I think a small minority amongst all viewers as well.
Well, possibly. I think if you're a Harry and Meghan fan, you will love it. If you don't like them, you will hate it. And there probably aren't too many people in the middle who will be too fussed about it. It's not the type of show that I would naturally watch, but I think because I watched it for work and I watched the previous series for work, I sort of bought into the concept a bit, and I enjoyed it, and I was fascinated. It was fascinating as a Brit to see an American explaining the tradition of Christmas crackers, because I thought we all did it all around the world. And so it's quite funny to see your customs described by a foreigner.
Kinsey, Richards will be very disappointed if there isn't another series of With Love Meghan. Where do you stand on that?
I feel like she answered that question when she sat down with Fortune's Most Powerful Women during that conference in Washington, D.C. not too long ago, when she talked about this pivot to short form content. I mean, I'm with Richard. I wasn't bothered by the Christmas special. I really can't complain much about it. I didn't think that I could relate to much of what was going on. I'm not going to go buy a silk scarf and wrap it in a wine bottle, but I didn't think that there was anything offensive about it. I think that she knows that she could have done each one of those little projects on TikTok in 90 seconds, and that's where the future is. So maybe that's where she's going to pivot, but she has to find a way to monetize that in the way that Netflix was facilitating, that big paycheck.
Casey mentioned there about the Netflix deal. They still have a Netflix deal. There's still a first look deal, isn't there? So
I think Netflix have to get first option on any new ideas. And I think there's a romantic movie coming up. Whether or not there'll be another cookery show, we'll have to wait and see.
Would you watch a third series like with Richard?
Look, I've dipped in and out of it. I haven't faithfully watched all of it. I mean, a friend screen grabbed an image from it last year, and it was the rating saying you, and alongside it, no offensive material. She said, I beg to differ. I thought that was quite funny, actually, because I think some people, she's just so Marmite, isn't she? You either love her or you hate her. You're either going to watch this show and enjoy it, or just think, I'm not even going to bother. But you know what? She's bringing a bit of festive cheer. I actually come away feeling that I need to go and really not be here on this show, but go home making my own Christmas crackers and doing everything else I need to do to be ready for the holiday period. I sort of come away feeling a bit like I'm not quite meeting Meghan's standards when it comes to that. But I think sometimes you actually just want to tune into something just to be able to actually switch off and enjoy it. It's beautifully presented. You see Harry pop up in it. She's got all her friends on board. It's beautifully done. I like the fact that she actually used an apron this time round.